Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm going to give y'all a couple of minutes to join me. I'm putting my link tree over here in Black Queens so you can find your girl. Peace and blessings. It is time to talk about higher consciousness. Y'all know what to do when you come into the room. Say, hey, hey, hey. AYE, because the name of my business is Authentically Your Expressions, where we are helping people live their most authentic life. Peace and blessings, Linky. See, she came in with the A. Y'all know what to do when you come into the room. It's been a long time, people. I haven't done a live in a minute. And this week in our shadow work group, we have been talking about higher consciousness. And I can tell by the homework assignments or the lack thereof, that people are still struggling with the understanding of what it means to operate from a higher consciousness versus being a pushover. Some people think that when you operate from higher consciousness, that means that you're letting people do whatever they want to you. And that's not true. Hey, Latavia, peace and blessings. So yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. So many of us, especially if you're in spirituality, Black Queens of Spiritual Healing, most of y'all, I hope, hopefully all of you, are trying to get to a place of higher spiritual being. You're trying to find this higher power, this higher source, tap into manifestation, tap into all these things that you want to be able to show up in your life. Well, that's going to require you to tap into a higher level of consciousness. Sorry. It's just part of the journey. And the reason being, higher consciousness is higher vibrational energy. All the things that we talk about that we want healthy relationships. We want more money. We want a house. We want to start businesses. Those things, money, period, vibrates on a higher vibration. It vibrates pretty high. So you have to go where the vibration is. If you want the money, staying down here, you may attract money for a moment, but then the money leaves. And you're trying to figure out why every time I get money, a bill show up. Why every time I get money, I get a flat tire. Why is it every time I get money, it just won't stay in my hand? Because you're not maintaining your frequency. Higher consciousness, my babies. Yeah. So in order to get what you want and keep it, you have to learn how to operate from this place of seeing the greater picture, the higher source, the higher power. What is it that I'm trying to get? I had a conversation with someone. They feel like that when I'm saying to operate in higher consciousness, that I'm saying let people walk all over you. That's not what I said. Hey, Chaz, and anybody over here in Black Queens, click on my link tree right there and come over to YouTube. So come over to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe so y'all know when I go live over here. So yeah, I'm not saying letting people do whatever they want to. There's a big difference between operating from a higher consciousness and letting people just do what they want to because you're being passive. I never told anybody to be passive. That's not what this is about. Do I come across as a passive woman? No. So let's talk more about that higher consciousness versus being a pushover. So one of the things that we say when we're operating from higher consciousness is there's more than enough, right? I know you've heard that before. There's more than enough. That spirit has more than enough out here in the world. There's more than enough money, more than enough food, more than enough cars, more than enough love out here for us. So we're trying to tap into the higher space of being more than enough. Being a pushover says, be happy with what you got. Just be happy with what you have. Or that teaching. Not all religions teach this, but I have personally heard where they just say, God will provide. And I feel like that's being a pushover to some degree because you're leaving out the other part. By telling people, and this is actually something that was truly based in slavery. They told people, to just think about God will give you what you need. Don't worry about it. God will give you what you need because they didn't want people to work harder to get what they had. So if you just settled with what you have and God will provide, that means I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going back to school. I'm not going to start no business. I'm just sitting around waiting for this source, whatever I call it, God, Jesus, whatever I call it, to give me something. To me, that's being a pushover. Letting people tell you that you can't do something greater. Yeah, nah, that's a little crazy to me. I don't buy into that mindset at all. If you want more, sometimes you have to do more. Has anyone ever heard of that? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Linky, do you understand what I'm saying? Because I know you've heard that expression before. Yeah, y'all coming on over. Make sure y'all hit like when y'all come over to YouTube. I see y'all coming over from Black Queens over to YouTube. I'm glad y'all here. Hit subscribe for me. I finally got over 100 people. Yeah, see? Hey, girl. Amir, I know you always tell me what your name is. You got to tell me what your name is on Facebook. But yeah, I know you have heard that whole thing where you're just supposed to settle. Just be happy with what you have. Nah, you can be happy with what you have. Shannon, yes, ma'am. You always tell me that. Peace, baby. You can be happy. That's gratitude. Being happy with what you have is cool. But you also go fight for more. A lot of people are taught that they're just supposed to settle for this little bit and just wait for God. And so for years, y'all, no lie, for years I was sitting around waiting for God to bring this bounty, like I was going to hit a lotto or something was going to happen big because I just was waiting on God. Just sitting there waiting for God to give me what it was I wanted. And it wasn't happening. I wasn't getting nothing. And then I finally realized, peace, Toya, I finally realized I got to do something too. So I went back to school. I got better jobs. I opened my own business. Even being an entrepreneur. How many entrepreneurs do I have out here right now? Anybody out here working for themselves? I know I got some entrepreneurs in the room right now. Peace, Athena. Yeah, if you're an entrepreneur, you know there's a special kind of grind that you have to do. Yes, Linky. Yes, Shannon said she's building her business. There's a certain kind of grind that you will do that is insane. Congratulations. She just got her LLC. Get it, girl. Hey, hey. I love it. But there's a certain kind of grind that you have to do when you are working for yourself. So what do you mean? Just God's going to provide it. What if we just sat around, Linky, and waited for God just to provide? And we put no action behind it. Because the Bible does also say faith without works is dead. But again, when we were taught it, as especially in slavery, you're just supposed to be happy with what you have. Or here go, your riches are in heaven. So they made you feel like you couldn't have nothing here because all your riches were in heaven. So you couldn't work hard and you wasn't going to don't expect to have much because you're going to get it in heaven. We wouldn't have anything. Exactly. So that's the difference. In higher consciousness, you're vibrating at the vibration of money. How do you know how money vibrates? Ask yourself this question. What is money for? What is money for? We're going to align with the truth of money. Money is meant to be spent, right? It's a form of currency. It's something that you use to purchase the things that you need. So I'm telling money, thank you for coming to me so that I can purchase the things that I need. You see how I match the level of money in my thought versus that mindset, that low vibrational mindset. I'm broke. I can never keep no money. Why I don't never have no money? Every time I look at my bank account, people posting all these memes about being broke. That's the difference. In higher consciousness, you're saying there's more than enough. I don't care what my number is saying, my bank account right now. I'll be straight up with you. I don't care what it says. If I check it right now, I always see in my head 3 or 4 zeros behind it because I have more than enough. There's more than enough money out here for me to get everything and do everything I want to do. Not just the things that I need, the things that I want to. high vibrational energy. You see that? Higher consciousness means I'm not going to walk around talking about how broke I am or how I can't pay my bills. My mouth is going to align and say on a regular basis, there's more than enough. There's more than enough. A second example, higher consciousness says, there's a reason I had that experience. That's what higher consciousness says. There's a greater reason why I had that experience. A lot of us went through some traumatic events in our lifetime. There is a reason for that experience. A lot of people, almost every client, almost every single one has been through some form of sexual assault. Almost all of them. And therefore, we kind of go into that place of that trauma. We hold on to the pain and we hold on to our victimhood. You were a victim in the moment that it happened. You're not a victim your entire life. And that's why we have to move to a place of higher consciousness. I'm no longer their victim. There was a reason that I went through that. And that thing that I went through made me stronger. Being a pushover says, I can't forgive myself. I can't forgive myself. I'm just letting people do whatever they want to do with me. I can't forgive myself. I can't forgive them. I'm not forgiving them. There's no way I'll forgive them. I'm not going to forgive them. Hey, Corrine. Hey. Yeah, Shannon said, I look for the lesson in everything that's happened. Exactly. We have to pay attention to the why. Your higher consciousness allows you to get up out of the pain. Stop swimming around in the pain pool. We're going to get out of the pain pool, right? And we're going to go to a higher level of consciousness and say, how does this thing make me stronger? How does this thing I went through make me better? That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see in our shadow work group. And also, if you have not joined the shadow work group yet, make sure you join. When over here in Black Queens and Spiritual Healing, the link tree that's pinned to the top, you can click on there and go to the shadow work group and join that. But in order to go to the group coaching sessions, you have to join Smile. Smile is the Self-Mastery Institute for Learning Empowerment. And that's where we do our group coaching sessions along with yoga class, Reiki class, master classes, Friday night hangouts. I got some spotlight presenters coming up next month that we're going to be doing some real big things with. So yeah, make sure that you join Smile so that we can learn how to operate from higher consciousness. Everybody wants to stay in this place of pain. And this person did that to me. This person did this to me. Thank you for my 2 people over here in YouTube that went ahead and clicked my like button. Y'all flexing on me today, man. Look, I've been gone that long. Y'all don't want to give me no likes no more? Damn. I'm just playing. Yes. Oh, thank you, Athena. She said, please join. Definitely wouldn't regret it. I love that space. It's going to continue to grow and be a beautiful space. But yeah, so we're getting out of that place of victimhood. Yes, it hurt. Yes, they were wrong. Yes, I know that it caused some PTSD in you. I know it's caused you to have some sexual issues. I understand. You have issues with trusting people. I get it. I'm not saying any of that's not true. But what I'm asking you to do is leave the victim space in that moment that it happened to you. Get your therapy. Get you a life coach. Y'all know your girl's a life coach, right? And then get your healing space. Like Queens of Spiritual Healing, are we healing? We're supposed to be healing. A lot of the conversations that are going on in that space don't sound very healing these days. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button too as y'all come over. We're healing. So in your healing, go to higher consciousness and say, why did this happen to me? Why was I in that relationship? Okay, I still have one in particular that I'm still asking that question, y'all. And that was probably about 8, 9 years ago. Okay. But why? What did that relationship teach me? How do I begin to understand myself and who I am because of that particular relationship? Things like that. You see what I'm saying? Just asking yourself the why, getting past feelings and getting to higher consciousness. In your higher consciousness, feelings are not there. In your feelings is your ego. And that was a conversation we had too Sunday during our group coaching session about how the ego tells you, oh my God, that person hurt me. What should I do to them? Or, oh my gosh, people always hurt me, 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 me. Your ego wants to control you so that you don't get to higher levels of consciousness. The ego just wants you to be hurt and pissed and mad at everybody. Higher consciousness says, I don't even feel like being angry no more. How can I use this experience to get me to a higher understanding? That's higher consciousness. Another example is higher consciousness says, I have a purpose. My life, my existence, the reason I'm here is for some purpose. Ultimately, your purpose is love, my belief, light and love. It shows, and I told y'all before, I'm not talking about no frilly, feely, touchy, just that's how love looks. I'm talking about love that tells people boundary. No, I love me so much that I'm not letting you come cross this boundary right here. If you cross this boundary, you got to go. And the kind of love that says, I want you to be a part of this healing process. So join Smile. But I want you to experience a higher life. The people who are in Smile are now becoming teachers in Smile. They're the ones who are doing the presenting. They're starting to do the Friday night hangouts because they're doing their healing work. So you can show up. You can show up for other people. That's our ultimate purpose, to be something for somebody else versus always thinking about me, 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 me. He hurt me, she hurt me, they hurt me. Yeah. No, your life has purpose. You've been through pain, but your pain even serves a purpose. That pushover mentality is my life has no meaning. Because I've been there. I'm not judging you. I've been there. I'm talking like me, okay? Okay. My life has no meaning. What am I here for? I don't understand what I'm here for. Because you're just looking at you and how this experience just benefits you. Guess what? When you get to a higher level of consciousness, you don't care about life just benefiting you, but you get to benefit from life. You get to benefit from life. Linky said, I totally accept that. Girl, which part? Look, I've been talking now. I can't remember what I said. Look, which part? But yeah, that consciousness gets you into a place of realizing everything has a purpose, including your life. That bad relationship is to teach you something, and it teaches the other person something. The child that came from somebody who you're no longer in relationship with, that has a purpose. The pain, the frustration, all that has purpose. Oh, yes, Linky. Oh, absolutely, yes. It's hard. See, okay, so Linky says she accepts that your pain has purpose to help others. It's hard to see that if you're always the victim. If you're always thinking about how something hurt me, me, you don't realize that your pain and that healing, the healing journey, can help somebody else heal. How do y'all think I'm able to be a spiritual life coach? The only reason I was even able to get here is because I finally released me, what they did to me, because I've been the victim of sexual assault on multiple occasions. More than once. I spent most of my youth fighting off men. So that space for a long time, I was like, what is it about me? What did I do wrong? How come this person sees me this way? And then I had to say, okay, spirit, God, universe, whatever. Why was that my personal experience? How does that reflect on this earth? Who is it supposed to help? And the more I shifted into that space, the more I became a healer. I became a healer because of my pain. I didn't become a healer because the ancestors dropped out the sky one day and said, girl, you a healer. I became a healer because I went through healing. And that's what a lot of you are. You're healers. All of us are healers if we choose so. Who's choosing to be a healer today? Who's choosing to be a healer? Black Queens of Spiritual Healing. This group is real low over here today, but I'm hoping people come back and watch the video. But especially in Black Queens of Spiritual Healing, there's a lot of people who tap into their ancestors. You're building ancestor altars, you're connecting with your bloodline, you're healing your bloodline, you're breaking generational curses. There's all these conversations about ancestors. Do you know that your ancestors weren't just to help you get what you want? A lot of people are using their ancestors and the ancestor altar just to try to manifest. Peace, Janae. Your ancestors are there for your higher purpose. You manifest because they want you to use that stuff for your higher purpose. So the money that flows to me and through me serves a higher purpose. It's not just so I can have the things that I want on earth. It's so that I can be a blessing to somebody else. So I can show up even more. If I wasn't able to keep my lights on, how am I gonna get on here and do lives? How am I gonna buy a laptop and keep my phone on so I can do my lives? The purpose of your manifestation is so that you can serve your higher purpose. Do we know that? Are we willing to accept that today? Shannon said, been through some shit and ready to tell it and help. Look, let's do it then. That's what I'm talking about. Not being ashamed of the stuff that you've been through. Higher consciousness is where we go to say, what purpose did that serve? Why did that happen? How can I use it to bless somebody else, to help somebody else's life become better? What is the ultimate purpose in that thing? Understanding that there's more than enough. Stop being afraid of not having money and saying thank you. Thank you for what I have, and thank you for this big flow of money that's coming my way. What? What? And see, y'all, there's 6 of you over here. I'm gonna call it because it's recorded. There's 6 of y'all over here in YouTube. There's 2. Okay, we're going back up to 3 right now in Black Queens. There's nobody for a minute there, but there's 3 over here in Black Queens. People don't want to have this conversation because they feel like operating in your higher consciousness means I can't be petty. And you're damn right. That's what it means. People don't like having the conversation about higher consciousness. Higher consciousness calls you to be greater than where you are right now. Higher consciousness calls you to stop saying the stuff that you're so familiar with saying. People rather be in pain than to operate in higher consciousness. And that's why that shadow work group, I knew it was going to happen, but I'm going to keep going anyway because I do what Spirit tell me to do. That shadow work group, I'm getting morsels of homework assignments. Everybody wants to join a group, but y'all want the quick fix. No such thing. Most of y'all should have lived long enough at this point to understand anything quick goes away quickly. If you lose weight real fast, it's coming right back, right? Anything you get quickly is probably cheap. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Are y'all getting a clearer understanding of what higher consciousness means? Higher consciousness does not mean you're letting people run over you. Higher consciousness means I'm not paying attention to you and your bullshit. I'm not paying attention to you and your bullshit because I'm trying to go to higher places. I'm trying to vibrate in a high frequency where I can attract every damn thing I want from my life. That's where I'm going. Period. I don't want to be down here with you. I'm not about to argue with you about this petty stuff. Hell no. So that's what it means. That's why I really wanted to get on here today. I really had no intention of staying on long, but I wanted y'all just to get a better understanding of what it means. Higher consciousness means I step back from everything, every single thing you go through. If you want to sit around thinking about the past, stop beating yourself up before it. Start asking, what did that experience serve? How does that experience help someone else? How does that experience help me grow? Stop getting caught up in replaying stuff. That old relationship is gone. Damn. Is that where turn the other cheek? Yes, yes. And I don't think it was. I think in translation, that's what it comes across as. Somebody slap you, just turn the other cheek. But it doesn't mean turn the cheek and let people just keep beating you up. Somehow that got interpreted as turning the other cheek means let people abuse you. Turning the other cheek means I'm not going to address you. You said something mean to me. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to give you more to abuse me with. I don't think for one second that Jesus was saying, come on and keep slapping me on each side of my face. It doesn't even make sense. Especially, and I've studied the Aramaic version of the Bible, the original language that Jesus spoke. That wasn't the impression that I got. Turning the other cheek means you said something slick to me. Your vibration is on swinging with your words. My vibration is on walking away because I'm trying to vibrate up here. Well, I tell y'all the other day in group coaching session, ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time it chings, money flows to me. That's where I am right now. I'm not, if your words are not helping me get more money, I don't have nothing for you. If your words are not helping me serve my higher purpose, I don't have nothing for you. If you're upset with me, sorry. Do you want to work it out? No? Okay. That's the end of it. I used to argue back and forth with people. And this is a journey. Let me say that too. It's not an overnight thing that you just automatically start operating from higher consciousness. That's why we're practicing it in the shadow work group. That's why each day I want you to take an opportunity to think back on a situation where you could have thought, how could I forgive this person? Or how can I not worry about what people are going to say about me? Higher consciousness does not worry about what people are saying about you behind your fucking back. Who gives a damn? People are going to be talking forever. And it's a hard one, too, to get past. I get it. I understand. I struggled with that space. I've been very transparent about that. But now, you have to be a really, really, really loved one for me to mull over it for a minute. And I mean a minute. I'm not even keeping that shit very long. Hell no. Higher consciousness says that, what was that experience for? Why did this person walk away? Why did this person interpret this way? And if you don't get an answer, being okay with, well, spirit guides, divine power, whatever you call your God. Okay, I don't understand that right now, but I know that I'll understand it later. I got to keep this pushing because I'm focused right here. One of the things we talked about in higher consciousness in our shadow work class was paying attention to what matters. Paying attention to what matters. When you're operating, everybody wants their third eye and their crown open. But everybody wants their third eye and their crown open. But everybody thinks that this third eye is just so you can see what other people doing behind your back. I be seeing y'all. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I see you with my third eye. I know what's going on. The purpose of your third eye being open isn't just to be watching people what they're doing. If your third eye opens, that third eye and that crown are not simple to open. Again, you have to get to higher consciousness to get to these two. If that third eye opens to you, it's because it's to serve a higher purpose. I see this person's pain. I see that you are lashing out at me because you're actually in pain. Spirit, am I supposed to do something about this, or am I supposed to just watch? That's what your third eye is for. It's not just for the purpose of telling people I'm watching you, even when I hear what you're saying without you opening your mouth. Y'all so petty. Y'all be so petty. It's all good. It's all good. We learning, we growing. But in order to get to higher consciousness, that third eye opens up nice and wide because I need to see what's going on in the people around me and pick up on energies when I'm making business decisions, when I'm making business moves, when I'm making moves for my children. I need to see what I can't see with these two eyes. I need this eye to operate fully for me so I know what higher power wants me to be doing versus what Sharonda want to be doing. Because Sharonda will be on some other ish. I ain't gonna lie. But you want to operate. Do you? Is this a space that y'all want to operate from? I don't even know. Did I ask that question? I may have asked that question. But are we wanting to operate from higher consciousness? Give me some answers over here in chat. Is this a desire of yours? I would hope so, especially coming from Black Queens. And most of y'all who are in the shadow work group came from Black Queens. Yeah, I am too, Shannon, big time. I used to get attacked real bad in the spiritual realm and didn't realize it was because I was an empath. But once I learned that it was a gift and it was to help people heal, I hated it. I hated it for the longest. The question I pose to you today is, do you want to operate from a higher level of consciousness? Because when you can operate from that space and understand you're not always a victim and everything is not about you, then you get everything you want. Because now you're open to all the bountiful blessings and manifestations of our higher power, of the creator. The creator can give you every damn thing that it wants to give you now because you're going to use it for it and not for your selfish desires. That's the difference. And that's why I'm not going to get a lot of views on this particular video, because we really want to use our gifts for our selfish desires. We want people to pat us on the back. We really want people just to buy from our businesses. We really just want people to love us and have sex with us and make us feel good in this body form. We don't want people to make us feel good here. We want people to make us feel good here. Why not have both? Why not have both? Shannon said it was so stressful. Now that I understand, I love helping. It feels amazing. It does. It's exhausting still. It's exhausting. For me, it's very exhausting because even on lives, I pick up energy. So after I do lives, I go ground every single time because I pick energy up. I have to shut it off. I had to learn how to shut it off. Being an empath, there's a control for it. People will say I'm an empath. I don't know. Most of y'all that say you're empaths, I can't imagine how, because you're too mean to be an empath. Like, you can't be an empath and be mean. It doesn't even make sense. But there is a control over being an empath that we're supposed to learn. If you're an empathetic person, the gift of empathy, like, I'm picking up on your energy. I feel yours. I sense there's something going on behind what's coming out of your mouth. But sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes it's time to shut that shit off, especially if you're in large crowds. Shut it off. I go in Walmart, it is off. If I go to anything going on outside, because I don't do outside stuff these days, but if there's going to be a bunch of people around, it is shut off. I don't want to know. Matter of fact, a lot of times on here, it's on. When we do group coaching sessions, it's on. When I'm teaching a master class, it's on because I have to be able to hear your needs. I have to be able to pick up on the needs that's coming from the people who are present. When I get off, it's off. When I'm scrolling through the group, it's off. Unless I'm interacting with you, it's off. Shannon said crowds used to floor me. I was shut down and run. Me too. Yeah, I had to learn, girl. Me too. I still don't do crowds too much if I don't have to because it's draining. But there's a way to control your empath, being an empath. Hey, Natalie. Yeah. Yeah, you got to learn to shut that off. So there's a higher reason behind all your stuff. And I want y'all to, if you want to now, not everybody wants to. A lot of us just want the basic things of life. We want a relationship. We don't want the relationship to serve a higher purpose. We just want a relationship. We want a house. We don't want the house to serve a higher purpose. We just want a house. We want a car. We don't want the car to serve a higher purpose. We just want the car. People have that. They get it and they lose it. 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 Even when you're serving a higher purpose, even when you're working from higher consciousness and you lose something, you know it's coming back, and probably 100-fold every time. Every single time it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. But that's because you're operating from a higher vibrational frequency. We don't worry about losing stuff. There's more than enough out here, right? Higher consciousness. There's more than enough. I'm not worried about losing my relationship with you. Somebody else is going to come. Spirit's going to bring me what I need. I'm not worried about that. You're not going to tell me bad stuff about myself. I have a higher purpose. You're not going to be dogging me out and making me feel less than. I know that I have a higher purpose. All that comes from highest consciousness. That's where that comes from. And so that's where I'm trying to take y'all with me. Y'all coming with me? Are you coming with me? I want y'all to go with me. And stop worrying about being a pushover. People can't get over on you unless you let them any damn way. The time that you spend thinking about a person that hurt you, they're getting over on you because they're occupying your mind space. That's when a person get over. That's how you're a pushover, because you're sitting around thinking about this person. Oh, he pissed me off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now you're stalking his Facebook page. Now you're calling his number from a blocked number. Now you're trying to check his voicemail. You have now allowed somebody to consume your mind space. Shannon says her bags are packed. Come on, let's go, sis. Let's go. We're going to higher consciousness. Stop letting the things that are not on the path of what you desire for this life, because your higher power gave you the desires, truly. If you're not on that path, get there. And then when you get there, think about how all these things can serve you in a better way. That's what I got. So I hope you'll have a better understanding of higher consciousness. I want to see your homework assignments in our group coaching session. In the shadow work and the after work group, I want to see y'all talk about these moments where you could be thinking about this from a higher space. Not just she hurt me or he hurt me. What did that relationship serve? What did losing that job serve? What did losing that money serve? Whatever it is, them sad parts of your life, them down moments you're having, what does it really mean? How can I use this moment for good? How can I help somebody else with this pain? Get past yourself, operate in higher consciousness, and let's do the damn thing. Okay? So I hope y'all can absorb some of that in. This will be on YouTube. Again, anybody who comes to Black Queens later on, that link tree that is pinned, you can go to the link tree, come over to YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button. Make sure you give your girl some love. And also come and join the Shadow Work Group and Smile. Smile is the Self-Mastery Institute for Learning Empowerment. Rita, at the end of my thing, you're just going now. Now you're saying you have confusion, ma'am? Hit me up later on. I went through this whole thing. Were you on here that whole time? Talking about I have some confusion about the homework at the end when I'm about to get off. Girl, the Self-Mastery Institute for Learning Empowerment is $5 a month. I'm trying to take y'all to a higher level of consciousness there. So yeah, y'all have a beautiful, blessed night. And I will see you next time. Peace and blessings. Peace, y'all.